Doogee S96 GT review. If we can overlook the gold paint on our test hardware, the Doogee is one of the more elegant designs that Doogee has released so far. It's easy to hold even if it's large and heavy, and its smooth underside makes it easy to charge wirelessly. It's not just about the CPU. A phone needs to be fast for sure, but it also has to offer good battery life. And if it doesn't, then there's no point in buying it. With that combination of power, memory, and storage, the S96 GT offers a premium phone feel and enough computing power to take advantage of its excellent camera sensors. With 5 cameras including a 48MP main rear lens, there's plenty of detail capture going on here. For selfie lovers, the front sensor is 32MP too. It's one of the few recent rugged devices that capture 4K videos on its rear camera, and it even has an easy-to-use slow-mo video mode. It would be better if Doogee took the time to develop an app that takes advantage of these features. Despite having a smaller screen size, the S96 GT manages to be lighter than the Doogee X6 Plus. It weighs just 50 grams less at 169 grams compared to the Doogee X5S Max. But its display resolution is lower at 1280 by 720 pixels versus 1440 by 900 pixels. One of the issues facing this particular smartphone is that it doesn't offer 5G connectivity, which some Chinese phone manufacturers don't want to include because they're afraid of losing market share. If you're willing to put up with its limitations, the S96 GT is an inexpensive phone and offers good value for money. There are huge variations in price for this phone. Buying it from Amazon.com seems to be the most expensive option at almost $350. From Doogee, via AliExpress, the exact same phone costs just $250, but it may take up to 30 days before you receive it. On AliExpress, the phone can be purchased separately for $300 or it can be bundled with the Doogee watch for $100 more. Another option is the inclusion of an 85 watts charger that bumps the cost up to about $30. 3 versions of the phone are available, one each for Russia, Europe, and the rest of the world. For the asking price, the spec sheet, and the price tag, the cost of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is very competitive and a reasonable buy for those who aren't willing to pay a hefty premium for a smartphone. Most smartphones from Doogee aren't elegant. It uses a milled block of aluminum and then wraps the edges and corners in dense TPU material. Compared with some other phones from Doogee, this one is heavier than others, but it'll still be easy to carry around. It'll also not easily fit into most pockets. The S96 GT has 3 different color options: orange, black, and gold. Our review unit was a gold version that looked, well, flashy. Fortunately, most of the device is black, so the visual excess of orange and gold doesn't show up too badly. As far as most rugged phones go, this is a pretty typical design. However, there is one notable difference between this and most other designs. Most rugged phones place the volume rocker and power buttons on the left side of the device, whereas here they're placed on the opposite side. The S96 GT is a phone that follows this design philosophy, but instead of having just one fingerprint sensor, it has 2. It's not clear why Doogee made this change, but we think it makes sense for most people who own an S96 GT. For right-handed people, the fingerprint scanner is placed perfectly so they can unlock their devices by using their index fingers. However, if you're left-handed, the fingerprint scanner isn't quite as convenient because you need to use your middle finger to unlock the screen. On top of the custom buttons, the left side also has an SD slot, which allows you to use 2 nano SIM cards and a micro SD card at once. Recently we tested several Doogee phones, and they're big supporters of MediaTek CS. With the S96 GT, Chinese smartphone manufacturer Doogee has chosen the best MediaTek option available, the Helio G95. It's an octa-core processor with 2 Cortex-A76 CPUs running at 2.1 GHz and 6 Cortex-A55 CPUs running at 1.8 GHz. With a Mali G76 GPU clock speed of 900 MHz, this is easily the fastest MediaTek SoC we've ever tested. It even beats out the Qualcomm Snapdragon 480 for performance. MediaTek has just announced the release of its new Helio G99 chipset. which could lead to the introduction of an S96 Pro smartphone by mid-2023.